So this is just going to be my thoughts and feelings after reading the Boys of Tommen series, because I just need to word vomit it out and get it out of my brain, because I cannot stop thinking about this series to the point where I think it's unhealthy. Like, I dream about it. I wake up and I'm thinking about this series that I finished a couple weeks ago at this point. Just like waiting till she releases the next one. So I just need to get it out there. So I started actually reading the first one, Binding 13, back last year, because I was obsessed with the Zodiac Academy series that I had just finished. And I just really needed something, because I felt like such a slump after reading that marathon of books and feeling so connected to these characters and that being done. I needed that feeling again, because I thought I was obsessed with a book series at that point. Like, that was the first time I was ever like, oh, I love this book. I'm recommending this series to everybody, talking about it all the time. I thought that was the peak, how high it could go. Like, that's where I thought I was with that. And then I come to find out it can get way worse and you can be even more obsessed. So I was watching videos and trying to get more Zodiac Academy kind of content almost, because I missed it. And I saw people talking about this series, Boys of Tommen, because it was a similar like found family aspect. So that's why I decided to start it. So I kind of jumped in blind. The only thing I knew about it was found family. It was like rugby and Ireland. Those were really only things that I knew about the series going in. Pretty much blind besides that. So I started Binding 13 and I was immediately hooked. Like, I loved the characters. I loved Johnny. I loved Shannon. Maybe because we share the same name, but I just really, really liked the story a lot. And when I say I have never in my life gasped and like ran to get the next book, like, I was up, I think it was like 11 o'clock at night, and I have to be up at like 5 o'clock in the morning for work. I was starting the next book because I had to know what happened. I was like immediately hooked after I read that. So I sped through the first one just because I wanted it so much. And then the second one, I took a break because my sister told me she would read the series with me because I loved it so much and I wanted to read it with somebody. But she got sidetracked with a bunch of other books and I kept waiting and waiting, but she never started it. So finally, that was in September of last year. This year, I just decided I couldn't wait anymore and I really wanted to finish it because I had stopped like halfway through Keeping 13. So I picked that back up and remembered how much it was, like, I loved it and I wanted to keep reading. So it's one of the books where like I wanted to, and this continued through the whole series, where I wanted to keep reading it, but I also didn't want to finish it because I didn't want the story to end. And so it was like I was trying to read it, like all I was doing was reading these books, but I also was like, I can't, because I know that this book is going to end and I don't want it to. So that's one of the first times I've ever really had that experience reading a series, just because I loved it so much. I love it so much. The characters are just so good and they feel real. Like, the conversations feel real and it didn't feel like awkward. And there's so many upsetting moments throughout each character's books. Like, gets progressively worse throughout but like, you're so connected to all of these characters and you love them. And I feel like now that I've finished it, like I've lost them and I need them back. And I know I'm going to reread this series probably multiple times, but I just wish I could have that experience of getting to know all these people again now that I'm all the way through and I've read Lizzie's story and what she went through, I want to reread, kind of seeing through her lens, like going back all the way. But so I'm probably going to do that very soon, because it's interesting that you get to know everybody's storyline differently, and some scenes overlap in others' books, and you kind of get the perspective of what other characters who weren't the main characters in the previous books' thoughts and why they acted the way they did. So I just really like the way that the story is just created, where you're focused on one character's, like with Johnny and Shannon. I loved them so much and I loved their story. And I really didn't think, I was like, I don't really care. When I was starting the next one after theirs, I was like, I don't really, like, I like Joey, but like I did, and like Eva wasn't really involved that much. Like you saw her in little snippets, but you didn't really see her so much in the first two books. So like I was like, I don't know if I'll love them as much as I loved Johnny and Shannon. And I was so wrong, because Joey and Eva are my favorite. I love them so much. Their story is so good, and even though like every character, you love them for different reasons, like Joey and Eva are top tier. Love them. A lot of questionable things, a lot of questionable choices. Some could say toxic relationship, I don't know, but that's what I'm hearing people say. But I love them to the end. They're my favorite. No matter what happens, other characters we meet, I swear, like when we hear Katie and Patrick Feely and get their stories, I don't care. I love Joey and Eva so much. So yeah, I was very, very wrong, because I didn't think I would like anybody more than Johnny and Shannon, but wrong. Loved them. My favorite character, though, I think, besides Joey and Eva, would have to be Mommy Kavanaugh. Edel, I love her so much. If I could like be in the series, that's who I would want to be, just because she gets to just like help all of these characters, because she is one of the very few adults that don't ruin these kids, and it's very sad that she is the only one, really. But so good. I love her so much. And Gibbsy, his banter with Johnny and Joey, I love their relationship. So I just can't say enough good things about the Boys of Tommen. I swear it has invested my brain so much. Like, I think about all these characters like they're actual real people that I know. It's so bad. Like, songs that I listen to now, I'm like, oh my gosh, that just like relates so much to Lizzie. And like, if you start to feel sad and cry, I have never had a series where I have laughed out loud because of just like Gibbsy. Anytime he's talking with Joey or Johnny, like their banter, it just makes me laugh so much. And then also in the next breath, like start crying. And getting like Gibbsy's story and like seeing how sad it was, like that was devastating, like so upsetting. And it was similar to how I didn't think I could care about characters more after the first two, going to the 6 books. After reading Gibbsy's story, my sister warned me. She's like, well, I heard everybody's like devastated after the last one. And I was like, there's no way. I just read the saddest storyline, like the most heartbreaking, and there's no way it could get worse. Like, I just don't see how that's possible. And I'm pretty sure it's like 39 pages in, and I had to shut the book. Like, I was like, I can't. It's too upsetting and like heartbreaking to read the story. And the way that it's written is just so sad, because you care about all these characters so much, and you're just learning Lizzie's story, and all you really know about her is that she can get very hot-headed, like she can flip a switch, but you know that there's a reason for that, but you haven't learned it yet, and the second you realize it, so upsetting. And then after like the beginning and you figure out what has gone on and why she reacts the way that she does to a lot of situations and the way that she thinks, then like I kept reading and I was like, oh, this is so like heartbreaking. And then like so many times I had to shut that book and walk away because it was so upsetting. And I didn't think that was possible in a book. I've read so many sad books and a lot of things that happen that are really upsetting or triggering or like whatever it is. This book tops it all, but it's in a way that it doesn't feel like trauma dumping like some books do, and it doesn't feel like they're just trying to throw everything at you to make you feel a certain way. Maybe it is to some people, but I don't know. The way that it's written, it just makes you feel so connected to these characters, and you want to help. You want to be Adele Kavanaugh and help these characters and help them. And I don't know. It's just, I've never read a series like this or felt so connected to the series. And I know that there's a lot of controversy with Chloe Walsh and the things that she's done outside. And like aside from that, and not defending an author's actions or what they do, but just the actual book itself is just so good to me, and the characters are so good, and I just love these characters so much, and I honestly cannot wait to get the next book and kind of get the end of Lizzie and Huey and figure out their ending and see how it goes, and then learn more about Katie and Patrick. And I am excited for the rest, but I just feel so connected, like I said, and I cannot stop thinking about it and recommending it to everybody. And it's the one books that, like most books, I just get from the library or on the Kindle, and I don't usually care like if I have a physical copy or not, but these I will be getting physical copies of them all because I will be rereading these. And I recommend it all already to every person that I meet, honestly, and that's will continue to happen. But yeah, that was just my little rant because like I said, am obsessed with the Boys of Tommen and can't stop thinking about it, talking about it, dreaming about it. I'll have conversations to myself about these characters, and it's like, I feel like I'm going crazy, but I just can't. I don't know what it is and why I'm so late to the game and didn't know about this before. Like, why did no one tell me about the Boys of Tommen years ago? I feel upset that I haven't known these people for even longer, which might be bad for my mental health, but it's fine. It's fine because now I can watch all the videos and watch people on Instagram just talk about these characters and just, more people that I can relate to with chatting about this. So that's just my little rant about the Boys of Tommen. Just needed to get it out there. And yeah, read the Boys of Tommen if you haven't. And if you have, please talk to me about it because that's all I want to do 24/7. I just want to talk about them. I just want to have more people read these books so that I can talk about them. And I'm sorry if you read them because you will cry 100%. If you don't cry, then sorry, you don't have a soul because these books are so good and you must feel. So that's it. That's my rant. I'm done. Thank you.